And now, Deborah Kobylt Live.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today to Deborah Kobylt Live. I have a wonderful show today for you, and joining us is Alex Mendoza. He's the creator of the film COVID-19 Sins and Virtues, and also Eddie Martinez, who is in one of the episodes in the film called Lust. So I'm going to start with you, Alex. First of all, both of you, thanks for joining us. But let's start with you. Oh, I'm so excited to have you. I'm telling you, when I saw the film and I saw the trailer and I spoke to both of you on the phone, I've been so excited about this and the reason behind it. I was just very happy to tell our audience. Tell us a little bit about the film, what it's about, and who it helps out too.
The film, technically, it's a 14-episode feature-length anthology film. It seems to be a new genre because nobody seems to put it in a box. What we are is 14 episodes filmed by 14 different creative teams, all following COVID-19 as a background. And each one of them were randomly picking one sin or one virtue as a theme. They had to deliver screenplay in 3 weeks. They had to put it in the can by June because we wanted to be in lockdown while we finished principal photography. And then from then until last Saturday was all post-production and making it ready for you.
Now, again, these are 14 different episodes. They're from 14 and more different directors, actors from around the country and in other countries too, right? All filming on their iPhone. Is that correct? Mostly everybody was on their iPhone?
The rules was that. Part of the rules was do not use high-end cameras, okay? Mm-hmm. No Red, Alexa, Nikon, anything that has a removable lens, no. So they were limited to iPhones, laptops, security cameras, drone. Someone pulled one on me, and it's a very good drone. So, and it was to make the challenge even harder.
Well, you know what I also love about this? First, I'm going to talk to Eddie, but then I just want to tease this a little bit. You initially got this idea because you were sort of going a little nuts because your own daughter got COVID early on. So we'll talk about that. And also who this helps out, which is the Actors Fund, which is tremendous because so many people involved in the entire industry are out of work and they need the help. So we'll get to that in a minute.
A lot.
Absolutely. Oh, they have. The Actors Fund is phenomenal.
So
but
we
first,
were
let's talk
honored when they invited us to host our premiere. We were highly honored and humble, and we are so pleased of having counted with their support.
It's fantastic. Let's talk to Eddie for a second. Eddie, hello. How are you doing?
Hi.
I love this. Okay, you are in one of the episodes called Lust. Tell me how you filmed this on your phone when the lead actress was somewhere else. I don't know how you do a film called Lust with the lead actress someplace else. And then you involved half your family, right? Using the iPhone. I mean, how did that go?
Right. Well, first I want to point out, Deborah, my daughter uses my Zoom, and that's why I have these beautiful lips right here that I can't take. Sorry to make your thing. Okay. I got to point it out. But the way it worked out is because my kids do use everything, our phones and everything. And so they were very good at already using the technology that they already use. The way that it worked out, it was when Alex reached out to me and said if I wanted to be part of this. And I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was going to be challenging, and I thought it was going to be fun. So I reached out to my good friend Juan Gil to see if he wanted to direct this. Once he said he was going to do it, that he was down to play, then he came up with the script. We reached out to Sophie, the lead actress, and we came out with a game plan on how to do it. Sophie was in one place, I was in another place, and Juan was in the other place, and that's why I had to enlist my kids to hold up the Zoom while Juan was directing us, while my niece was doing the camera work that he wanted, and it all turned out well.
And where was the director? He wasn't in the room either. Where was he?
Yeah, he was in LA, but and so was Sophie, and I was in Texas at the time. But They were quarantined separately. Sophie was in her home quarantine, and obviously, and this was in the beginning of the pandemic, so everyone was really listening back then.
Now, for those people watching and saying, "Wait a minute, you look like kind of familiar to me, Eddie," we would have seen you, of course, right on Law and Order and The Sinner, and most recently, All Rise on ABC. So we actually really appreciate you taking the time to be. Without the lipstick, I know we were a little late coming on the show because he was trying to get rid of that red on his lips, which is not lipstick. It's something with the Zoom thing, right? It's like, fine, you look good to me. I don't even notice it.
I look like I got makeup on.
You look very honestly, Eddie, you look very glamorous to me. So, but was it a real challenge to do this, or because it was well directed, you just sort of figured out? I mean, that's got to be kind of hard, doing it from home with your kids holding up the iPhone. And
well, actually, that part was fun. Like the kids and my wife, after she drank some wine, she also made a cameo. So after getting them to do it, that part was fun. I think the most challenging part was trying to figure out coming up with a story, like you said, when all three of us, or my lead actress she was in another location. How do we come up with a story relating to the virtue or sin that we got? How do we come up with a story to make this work? So that was the most challenging part, the beginning, writing a story.
Without giving away what it is, because it has a major aha moment. I almost fainted when we got to the end and I realized what was going on. Could you tell our audience a little bit about what Lust is about and the relationship between you and the other character?
Well, it's basically just about Caesar and Lisa, who are in a romantic relationship during the COVID-19 pandemic, and they also have a secret.
They do have a secret, and they are remote from each other because of COVID, right? So they're carrying on their relationship remotely.
They're missing each other because they're forced to quarantine in separate places, and so they're missing each other during the quarantine. That's all. Most couples.
That's all you're going to get, people. You're going to have to watch this yourself to figure it out. But I promise, the end of it made me crazy. All right, back to you, Alex. Talk to me about your daughter. She came down with COVID early on, right? April of last year, 2020, and you told me you were going a little nuts. You were like, "Oh my God, how do I handle this?" So tell me a little bit about that.
Very early on, it was probably the first or second week of April, and we have just the family gone into lockdown when then she reported that she's living by herself with roommates, and she reported to us that she was feeling the symptoms. By now, the symptoms were known. So, but there was no test. Four doctors.
In the beginning, nobody knew anything. Yeah. Oh my God.
4 doctors sent her for testing, and she was rejected the 4 times because they didn't have enough.
Oh my gosh. But she recovered, though.
But we knew.
Well,
this is a long haul bicho. I call them bicho or virus. Okay. It's a long haul. She still has slight symptoms and unexpected symptoms because of it. Okay, at one point she had to be interned into the hospital for 3 days because she was having some problems, neurological problems.
Mm-hmm.
So the bicho is bad. So I'm like this. What I'm gonna do? Okay. And everything is focused on the news, on the trying to get information. So how we gonna respond this? Here I am making plans. At one point, I make a plan on how we gonna jump the border to escape the martial law of Trump. And my daughter say, "No more. You go to therapy." And I went to therapy, and the therapist told me what you have always wanted to do in your life that you didn't do because you didn't have the time. I always want to be a producer of a feature-length film. And why not?
Let me just interrupt you, though. During this time, though, you've spent much of your life also doing work at the Egyptian Theater. You're a pretty big promoter. So you're in the business, but you've never quite done your own feature film. And this sort of gave you the impetus and the motivation to do it, right? I mean, it just helped you with your own recovery. Even though you didn't have COVID, you needed to recover from what was going on in your own mind, right?
I'm the best example of why you should not ever quit your dreams. I came to the States from Mexico in '82 to study film. I graduated from film school in '85, tried to produce 2 films. I couldn't because I didn't know enough. Then I decided to get into the studio system to learn how to do it and stay for 20, 30 years on distribution, not production. I was in the selling part of the films, not in the making part of the films. And I always regretted not having the, well, it was a question of maintaining your family or not. Okay.
Right.
So I couldn't be the starving producer anymore. So 10 years into the career, I say, forget it. You are never going to be producer.
Well, but here you are, right? Here you are.
Well,
I mean, this gave you, go ahead.
In a year so improbable, the impossible just happened. I'm quoting Vince Scully calling the home run of Gibson in the 1988 World Series, but I do it because I do believe that gives me chills, because that's what happened. Without the pandemic, without all my friends, of course, it's a network built for many years, okay? With all my friends, with all these people, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Right.
Now, the beauty of it is that there's no artistic value pretended from the beginning. There's no economical value pretended from the beginning. From the beginning, and we, the 14 teams in one Zoom, we promise each other not to think, but in the fun of doing.
You're talking now about the 14 episodes that make up this film, right?
Yeah. So the 14 teams. We agreed from the beginning. This is going to be fun, no stress. We have enough stress. This is to get the mind off the stress. Right. And it worked perfectly.
It's outstanding.
The beauty is that not only they had a purpose, entertainment, and have fun, okay, but they were inspired. I find out this in the Q&A of the premiere, of all of them, that they were inspired to continue. There's one that is doing a feature length. They are already in post-production, okay, that after us, I say, oh, we could do a feature length too. And they went and did it in isolation too.
Let me stop you for a second, because I'm going to ask my engineer, Christian, to get it set up, our trailer, because we have like a 30-second trailer that I think is really important to show people. As long as we have it set up, Christian, you can tell me and we'll go to it. But it's so compelling because this film with these 14 episodes and 14 different stories are so real. And each one of them, one way or another, touches you, whether it's about a relationship, or it's all based on relationships, right? But all surrounding the sins and virtues.
It's a reflection of what went through. Okay, it's a reflection of all our anxieties, of all our hopes. It's a reflection of how we dealt with it. Okay, you see families dealing with it, and to be truthful, the kids stole the show.
Right. Now, hang on. I think that our trailer is ready. So, Christian, whenever it's ready, let's go to it. 30 seconds, and we'll come right out and continue with Eddie. That right there is everything. It was absolutely outstanding. I want to make sure we get our 3-shot back. So there we go. That's everything, right? You're a real artist, Alex. Let me go back to you for a moment, Eddie.
Wait, time out. I'm not the artist. They are.
Oh, well, you're the facilitator.
I'm just the one exploiting them. I'm the one exploiting them. Okay, they did the job. I know why executives in studios like so much their job. They don't do nothing but criticize the work of everybody else.
That is true, but I think you had a lot to do with it. Eddie, you're an actor. You're around actors all the time. And this is to benefit the Actors Fund, right? I mean, tell me a little bit about people that you know or have been hearing about who really have been touched so much because of what's happened in COVID.
I mean, yeah, that was definitely like a cream to the top that the screening of this was going to be helping out the Actors Fund, because you're absolutely right. I mean, celebrities, I think we're okay, or star name actors, but like the working actors, you know, the pandemic hit everyone hard. You know, like we live off residuals, and people were out of work for a whole year. I think I have actors friends that have like mounting bills for SAG dues. So the Actors Fund is something that the actors have a facility, or a tool that they can use to help them in many things. So to have our Alex's film help that out is something that was very endearing to me, and that was very heartfelt, because I think that the actors need it. You know, everyone thinks actors is you know, like A-list celebrities, famous, but there's a lot of working actors that really struggled this past year because of the pandemic.
Again, it was one of the filmmakers who suggested to do it. Since we have no commercial interest, since we don't, of course, we are not denying that if somebody wants to pay to see it, perfect. But we did it for ourselves, and ended up being inspiration for a lot.
Right, and again, I want to remind people that it's 14 different stories or episodes, part of one film, which I love, because it just kept me, you know, you just never know what's happening next, what's coming up next. How tough was it though? Was it a little tough for you to do this, or did you just sort of get on board, Eddie, with everybody in different places?
Well, you know, Alex says that he didn't do anything, but I think Alex has a reputation within the Latino actors community of someone being very charming, very welcoming. Even like when you're new in town and you're just like the new guy, he treats you like a friend right away. So, I mean, part of the reason why I even accepted was because it was Alex that was reaching out. You know, he's like Alex el Bonito. That's his nickname. You know, Alex the pretty one.
Is that what they call you? Wait a minute, they call you Alex the pretty one? Oh, I love
industry,
you are.
The entire community, men,
Really?
women, everybody calls me Bonito.
Okay, is that
and I'm not saying that I'm the prettier, okay?
And
I know the joke is on me. I just say only pretty.
No, he doesn't even need these filters. Look, he's pretty.
I'd say pretty here and pretty here, but okay, go ahead, Eddie.
I mean, so he did. I mean, I think him and Jennifer and Mauricio were an intricate part of putting all this together. They had a big part. They did a lot, actually. I think that. But what was also I didn't see it till the premiere on Saturday, was seeing all the other filmmakers, like how everyone was so creative. You know, like I thought we had it hard, but there was a Marabina who was there by herself, and her short was really good, just her by herself. Hugo, he used his daughter and his wife, and it was hilarious. Like my kids were cracking up at his little the Dumas family. I'm in a meeting, Dumas. They were all pointing at me. That's saying that was me. Like there was portals. There was like their use of visual effects. I mean, I just thought it was amazing how creative people can get, even with limited resources and given the circumstances. That was, you know, it's cool to be a part of that.
You can do anything. I tell you, this thing is amazing, isn't it? I mean, really. It can do anything. So
it needs somehow a removable prime lenses. Once they can figure out how to do that, then that will be competing with a Red or an Alex.
Really? So tell me tell me a little bit about how you selected these different stories and actors, and not actors, but the different directors that you had on board. How did you do that? You must have had so many people coming to you. How did you figure that out?
No, the point was that it was very easy, even when now I'm being ostracized by my community. Because what happened is that the first call I made was to Jennifer and Mauricio. Very good friends, very good producers. They are the producers because I don't know how to produce. I don't know the people. I don't know the new tools. They do. So they helped me a lot. Again, I did nothing. So and it's not false modesty. It's truly, they did a lot more than I will ever do. I was taking the sun on my patio while they were figuring out how to do things. No? So It is I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Well, I was asking you, how did you select the different storylines and directors and decide on these 14? If you could be brief about it, because I have another question or two, and then I may have to let you guys go. I think everybody's got to, yeah.
Fast. We started calling.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 days, we put together 14 teams, creative teams. In each
Wow.
one of those teams, there was at least one professional with many years on the business. There's some that had 3 professionals working together already in there. There's one that was alone, not 1, 2, 3. So each one of them had to come in with their own solution within the rules that were very limited rules, limiting and limited rules. They had to come up with pop up the idea. It was difficult not only because of the restrictions of shooting, but the restriction on writing. You have to write COVID. You have to write your theme, but also you have to write considering what assets you have at hand, what actors you have at hand, what staff you have at hand. Again, we have a 9-year-old camera operator.
Right, I understand. Now, I know that we can see this on Vimeo, right? And then tonight as well. And then after that, it's on your website, right? How can people find this?
On Vimeo.
Right now, on Vimeo.
And until I think it's tomorrow night. Until tomorrow night. No, tonight. All the way to tonight, 12 o'clock. It will be on the benefit of the Actors Fund. It has been since Saturday. And we invite people, please see it now. Don't wait for us to have it in our own.
It's a small $5 donation, right? I mean, it's a phenomenal film. You can take your whole family to see this film for $5, and it helps the Actors Fund, which has been around, by the way, I just want to mention, since the 1800s. It's one of the oldest organizations out there helping people in the business, right?
Outstanding. Their work is outstanding. So again, we were very honored.
Yeah. Well, are there any parting words that, go ahead, Eddie, go ahead.
I just want to add, Alex, too, like, I know when I've sent it to some people, they say it's 3 hours and 43 minutes long. It's so long, but I think you added something towards the end. Is it, Alex?
Yes, the Q&A is spliced with the film. The Actors Fund also put the two together. So,
because I think the film's only like 1 hour and 42 minutes or something,
94.
if I'm not mistaken. What's that? 94 minutes. Right. So you've got a 94-minute film, and then you've got an extraordinary Q&A with 3 different moderators, which was really, it's very
as much fun as the film.
I agree with you. You learn so much from that. So, Eddie, is there anything you want to add to this, either about this or whatever work you're working on next?
No, just thank you for having us, Deborah. Please go check out the film on Vimeo so it could benefit the Actors Fund. Killed 2 birds with 1 shot.
Yes, and yours in particular, just, oh my gosh, stay to the very end of that, because there's a little surprise there, and I thought, what? Oh my gosh, that one got me going. I couldn't believe it. I didn't expect it. Parting words from you, Alex, please.
Thank you to all of them. Thank you, and thank you to the audience. Again, when life gives you lemons,
make a film, right? Because that's what you did. When life gives you lemons, go make a film. I mean, it was your dream your whole life. You wanted to do a major film, and it took COVID and you going a little crazy with your daughter being sick and not knowing what to do. You then went to go get some help. That person said, what have you always wanted? And you decided, why not? And now here we are. We're helping the Actors Fund. Got a great film going on. Eddie's amazing. And I just want to implore everybody to please go see this on Vimeo. Anytime, but tonight in particular is the last night, I think, to help the Actors Fund, right?
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Starting
and again,
tomorrow will be in our own link.
Right. Okay. Again, COVID-19 Sins and Virtues, and there's a lot of sins and there's a lot of virtues. Eddie, did you want to say something?
No.
No. No, I appreciate it. All right, both of you, I appreciate your being here. Eddie Martinez, very well-known actor, so I appreciate you taking the time. Alex Mendoza, the creator of COVID-19 Sins and Virtues. Please watch it. Please let us know what you think about it. And please donate that $5 to the Actors Fund. These people really need it. I mean, they have been out of work completely. They couldn't even go do a second job and wait tables. I mean, they've just been really, really affected. So thank you both, and thanks everybody for joining us today on Deborah Kobylt Live. I appreciate you joining us, and please go look at that film and write back to me and let me know what you thought about it, okay? So we'll see you next time. You can see our show on YouTube, Facebook, IGTV. We always post it there. And then later on, as an audio podcast, you can find this everywhere. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.